Hey guys, welcome back for another video. It's me, Winter Will. Today we are going to be doing chapter 3 in the additional investigation. So, if you guys didn't know, I've been doing chapters 3 and 4 in one video. And now I'm going to be doing chapter 1 and 2 in one video all of a sudden. And I guess another reason why I wanted to do that, not only just to make things go faster, but also because, well, I guess this is kind of the same thing, but basically, I had a conversation with the comments back in my older videos about how long it would take me to do all 8 seasons, and if I went with the format of doing 1 case per week. 369 cases total, by the way, for the entire franchise, which means 369 weeks, which means 7 years to actually get all of the cases uploaded, the franchise completed on this channel. 7 years. And I don't think you guys will want me to I don't know about you, but 2031, actually no, it wasn't even 2031, it was almost 2032. That is like 12 years. Like, I'll be like, my channel will be 12 years old, and I'll be old, I'll be in my mid-20s. So to avoid something like that, I don't really want to do that, so I just want to make things go faster, you know? So that's why I'm gonna run with this, so it'll be a little faster, because 2032, like, god dang, dude, jeez, I'm gonna be like an adult. I probably will I even remember I have a channel at that age? I don't even know. I mean, to be honest, I'll only be like 25, 26 realistically, so like, yeah, I'm not stupid. I probably will remember my channel in the future, but like, will I still be running YouTube that far in the future? I don't know. I don't think so. I won't even be in college. In fact, I'll be like 4 years after college at that stage too. So yeah, anyways, sorry for rambling. Well, I don't get it. Why would anyone murder Daniel Taylor? His only crime seems to have been to want more than Greensboro could offer. He was clearly ready to leave, but it seems he was doomed to die in this town. If you don't mind, I'd like to have another look at the attic we found him in. I can't help but feel we must have missed something there. And we should ask Charles Parker about his relationship with Daniel. Since Lily, Daniel's girlfriend, works for him, he must have seen Daniel from time to time, right? I'm really at loss, Will. What do I have to do with Daniel's tragic demise? Daniel was killed by a very rare, very poisonous flower, a flower which happens to grow in your greenhouse. And you're wondering, really? My greenhouse is open to anyone interested in plants, Lieutenant. Mrs. Robinson, for example, comes here every week with her orchid fanatics group. She's got quite the green thumb. How can you even be sure Daniel was murdered? A lot of people were fooled by his good looks, Louis included, but he was a rascal. I wouldn't put it past him to have stolen that flower himself. You didn't like him. You didn't much like him, did you, Mr. Parker? He was a nuisance, and he almost cost me my most promising pupil. So no, I did not like him, but I did not kill him either. Well, Charles doesn't even hide his dislike of our victim. Oh, and did you notice? He's wearing alligators. Let's have another look at his greenhouse, Will. I'm sure he's deliberately hiding stuff from us. Even small. Alligators are still ugly. Either Daniel has freakishly tiny feet, or they don't belong to him. You're right, Will. We should try and see what we can collect on them to find out who they belong to. And look at this note. It seems to be addressed to Daniel. Let's patch it up. Garden gloves stained with pollen? Well, it's kind of makes sense since sense in a greenhouse, Will. Well, yes, I do remember that Nathan said that the flower used to kill Daniel was extremely dangerous, and that its pollen was extremely volatile, but... Oh, of course, you're right, Will. Quick, let's collect some of the pollen on those gloves and send it to the lab. See if it comes from our murder weapon. Only you could find DNA on shoes, Will. Sometimes I wonder how any case could be solved when you weren't working with us. Let's send it to the lab straight away. So that note was sent to Daniel by Lily's grandmother. Look what it says. I know your plans. You better leave my beloved Lily out of them. She will never go with you. I guess to Molly, Daniel was only family as long as he didn't try to take her granddaughter to Australia. Let's see what she has to say about this. Great, let's send the pollen you collected on those garden gloves to Grace and get to the bottom of this. I don't very much like you poking your nose in my business, Lieutenant, but I guess you're the police. You're allowed. Yes, I did send this note to Daniel, and I saw him at the tea parlor for the same reason. What other choice did I have? He kept telling my lovely Lily to escape with him. He wanted to take her away from me. Lily's like my daughter, and I know she loves this town as much as I do, but I was growing afraid she might relent. She loved Daniel so much after all. You'll admit this doesn't paint you in the best of lights, Molly. Fancy shoes, by the way. I have blood circulation issues, my ankle swells. Alligators are the only comfortable shoes I can find. You'll understand when you grow old, young man. Well, Molly sure had me fooled. I didn't expect her to be so fiercely protective of her granddaughter. The pollen you collected on the garden gloves in the greenhouse matches the pollen from the flower Daniel was killed with. So our killer wears garden gloves. Great. Jones, if you have the gloves, it obviously means your killer isn't wearing them anymore. But don't worry, pollen isn't all I found. There were also traces of red lipstick on those gloves. Lipstick? How in heavens could it have gotten on the gloves? It gets pretty hot in the greenhouse. People sweat. Whoever wore these gloves must have wiped their face with the back of the glove, which means your killer is wearing lipstick. So our killer wears lipstick. I'm not very good with cosmetics. Well, even I can tell that Gertrude is wearing lipstick. Tons of it, but now that you're pointing it, well, Molly and Lily Robinson were also wearing lipstick. I analyzed the DNA you collected on the alligators you found in the attic, Will, and they belong to your victim's girlfriend. Lily? Well, that explains the size, if not the poor taste in fashion. On the other hand, she is studying botanics. I guess that's sort of an excuse for wearing these. You're right. We better write this down, Will. Lieutenant Will, I was looking for you. May I have a word? Here, Lieutenant Will, I found these garden shears in my shed, but they definitely do not belong to me. I thought maybe you would like to have them. I took great care not to touch them too much. Thank you. I didn't know you liked gardening, Victoria. Most people in this town obsess about the silly dog pageant, but my passion is the spring gardening contest. And I see you're wearing alligators too. I hadn't noticed before, had you, Will? Alright, let's take a look at the garden shears Victoria gave us, Will. Look on the blades, pollen, and it looks like it matches the pollen of our murder weapon. Hiding such a clue in the victim's own garden, the killer's got some nerve. Let's have a better look at those shears, Will. This pollen might not be the only thing the killer left behind. Those fibers were well hidden. The killer must have gotten his clothes caught in the garden shears while handling them. Let's send them to Grace. You know, she can make miracles with the tiniest samples.
The fibers you collected from the garden shears match a clover pattern. Wait, you're telling us a couple of fibers were close enough to determine this? Well, of course, I just needed to enter the parameters in my computer. Extrapolate and redefine. Alright, we believe you. Well, the bottom line is your killer wears this pattern. Well, Will, I think that's it. We have everything we need to put Daniel's killer behind bars. Lead the way. Lily Robinson, you're under arrest for the murder of Daniel Taylor. I don't get it. He was your boyfriend and you were obviously very much in love. What could have pushed you to do this? Was he unfaithful? In a way, he loved the venture more than he ever loved me or this town. That's for sure. Don't blame him, to be honest. The previous day. Come on, Lily, aren't you sick of this town? Of those people? They all smile at you, but behind doors, they let their venom flow. Will you never get it? We belong here. This is our home. It's up to us to nurture it and make it beautiful. You can't grow roots in barren ground, Lily. You need more than this. Don't you want to explore the world? Greensboro is all the world I need. It would be enough for you. If only you tried to see things as I do. You just don't get it, do you? This town will kill you. It will suffocate you until you can't even remember how to dream. Lily, I'm going to Australia, with or without you. Please come with me. But why kill him? Why didn't you just let him be? Daniel and I were soulmates. How could he decide to leave without me? How could I let him go? He wanted to travel. Well, I helped him go on the last journey, the ultimate one. Ms. Robinson, you are brought in front of this court today for the murder of Daniel Taylor. Have you got anything to say for your defense? Your Honor, please do not take my granddaughter away from me. She didn't know what she was doing. She's just a child. Your granddaughter is many things, but she's not a child anymore. She took a man's life. She's only ever wanted to stay with me in this town. Is that such a crime? Mrs. Robinson, I advise you to revise your notions of right and wrong. Lily murdered a man because he wanted to go traveling. In what universe would that not be considered a crime? Please, Grandma, let it go. I'm sorry I let you down. I only ever wanted to stay with you, but they're right. I need to go to prison for what I did. At least I'll stay in town that way, right? Miss Robinson, for the murder of Daniel Taylor, this court condemns you to 15 years in jail with a chance for parole in 6 years. Court is adjourned. Well, I don't know for you, Will, but that case is quite bummed me out. All Daniel ever wanted was to explore the world, not restrict himself to our little town. But Lily was so attached to her roots, she could not bear the thought of Daniel not wanting the same life she did. Alright. Oh well, you're right. Moping won't change a thing. I hear there's a new exhibition at the museum. I don't know why I struggle with that word. I don't know why I struggle with that. Maybe it'll be a nice distraction. Well, I heard you done a great job again. If only I could be as efficient. My job would take me much less time. Don't worry, Ramirez, you're doing a good job. I go to the tea parlor every day, so Gertrude's a good friend of mine, although since she lost an employee, she seems quite distressed. Tell me, Lieutenant Will, would you come cheer her up with me? She'll be glad to have a chat with you. It's a good idea. I'll let you handle this. We can meet up afterwards and go to the greenhouse. I want to know more about Mr. Parker's carnivorous flowers. Excuse me, Lieutenant Will. Do you have a moment? I need help, and everything's a mess since Daniel's death. Could you stop by my house later? Sure, Mrs. Taylor. It's our duty to help the citizens, after all. We'll come as soon as Lieutenant Will is ready. Ramirez, you're here earlier than usual. Lieutenant Will, it's a pleasure to see you again. Since Daniel died, I haven't had any time to take a break. It's so exhausting, I'm losing my mind. I even lost my favorite china teapot. Your favorite teapot? Oh, we can help you find it. Lieutenant Will is the best when it comes to finding lost items. That would be adorable of you. Now, excuse me, but I have to go back to work. Lieutenant Will, I have something to tell you. I know what happened to her teapot. Or rather, I'm the one who broke it. It wasn't intentional, I swear. The thing kind of fell on its own. I had forgotten about it, but I put the broken pieces. I'm sorry, I don't remember either. They can be anywhere in the tea room. Please help me find them. Ha, Lieutenant Will, now that you put my best apprentice behind bars, you want to see the flowers? I'm sorry, but I don't have time for this. My hydrangeas are dying. But all the flowers here look healthy. What's the problem, Mr. Parker? Healthy? My hydrangeas are rotting. I don't understand how that's possible. Some mildew appears on a flower and then spreads to all the others. I don't even know what's causing. Wait a minute. You couldn't make yourself useful, Lieutenant Will. You're talented. Maybe you could be a good temporary substitute for Lily. Okay, you'll help me in this crisis. I've cut the rotten flowers and put them with other plants to throw out over there. Take some sample and analyze it in your lab or whatever, would you? So I can know more about the disease. What a pushy guy, but he's right. It would be a shame to let his his flowers die. Alright, Will, let's find those flowers in this green mess. Thank you for coming, Lieutenant Will. I really need your help. What's going on, Mrs. Taylor? Since Daniel died, I felt weaker than usual. My health keeps troubling me and I feel depressed. I keep thinking about my attitude toward him and how I should have acted. I wish I had behaved differently with him. I have old photos of him with my sister, his late mother, in the trunk. Maybe looking at those memories would make me feel less lonely. But the trunk is locked with a code I forgot long ago and stored in the attic. The dust is bad for my lungs, and well, you know what happened last time when I went upstairs. I really can't go back up there yet. Alright, we'll go in the attic and bring your trunk back. You should be glad Lieutenant Will is very good at finding stuff, so it won't take long. This is probably the trunk Mrs. Taylor keeps her photos in. Locked, of course. You mind cracking the code here? It's kind of heavy, and I'd rather make sure it's the good trunk before carrying it downstairs. Oh, thank you, Will. You found the teapot pieces very quickly. You're as good as ever. Gertrude will be impressed. Although when she will know I broke it, I'll be banned of the tea parlor. Probably for at least a day. Can you imagine? A whole day without tea? Please, Lieutenant Will, can you try to repair it? We can just blame it on Jones, honestly. Honestly, finding a pile of flowers is a nice change compared to what we usually have to rummage through. I bet you'll find the flower we need easily. You did it. The teapot looks shinier than ever. I'll never thank you enough for this. I need my morning tea or I feel depressed all day long. Let's go. Gertrude loves her teapot and will be very happy to have it back. Bro, that was awful. I can't believe it only took you one try to open that trunk. Wow, Mrs. Taylor kept so many pictures in it. No wonder it's heavy. Anyway, let's carry it down. But poor Victoria Taylor really needs to remember the good moments depicted here. Incredible, you found only mold-covered flower in this vegetable mess, Lieutenant Will. You're really talented. I think I'll keep one of these flowers for my scrapbook. Anyway, I guess we're bringing this one to Grace now. Gertrude, I have something to tell you about your teapot. It got broken, and it fell because... Actually, I broke it while drinking my morning tea. I apologize for not telling you sooner, but look, Lieutenant Will repaired it. You broke my favorite teapot? Ramirez, Joe Lucky, Lieutenant Will is so talented and mended it for you, or else. I know, I'm sorry. How about I invite everyone for dinner tonight? As an apology to you and to Lieutenant Will. That's a good idea. Lieutenant Will, you really are amazing. You should make sure Ramirez buys you something good to apologize for the work you put you through today. Here are your photos, ma'am. I'm sorry, but we opened your trunk up there to make sure it was the good one. It's okay, I don't remember the code anyway. Thank you, Lieutenant Will. I probably didn't deserve the time you took to help me, but I'm glad you did though. I hope you find comfort in the photos, but you shouldn't stay indoor too much. Since you love gardening, it could help you getting better too. You're right, I shouldn't stay confined in my room. I'll put more efforts in my garden. Thank you for this, Lieutenant Will. You're a very nice person. Please, Will, next time you want to bring me flowers, give me some lively one. This one was really decayed, but I'll admit, it is fascinating. Actually, your hydrangeas are attacked by Botrytis cinerea, a fungus. You mean this disgusting gray mold was the cause of the disease? Disgusting. You should know this fungus is also called noble rot. It is actually used in the wine industry to produce some dessert wines. The grapes infected with this fungus give them a very sweet taste. Anyway, hurry up. You have to help Mr. Parker cure his hydrangeas. This fungus spreads very quickly in a humid environment and could decimate a lot of other species if not treated in time. Please, Lieutenant Will, tell me you found something useful. More of my hydrangeas are getting sick and I can't do anything to prevent it. We found out what was causing the sickness. Your flowers are covered in a fungus called Botrytis cinerea. Thank you, Will. Trust me, Jones, even I didn't get that. Even I couldn't pronounce that either. Apparently, its other name is noble rot. How did this fungus start infecting my hydrangeas?
hydrangeas. I don't know. I'll have to isolate them all in a dry environment. Oh, the irony. So many people wish to get this fungus so they could affect their grapes and produce their own wine. How such a trivial matter could justify killing your plants is beyond me. Thank you, Lieutenant Will. You really saved my flowers. You make a great apprentice, actually. Come with me. I have one or two things better fitting for a gardener. You have to try them on. And guys, that will be the end of case 23. Yes, sticker packs, yeah. Well guys, I'll see you guys next time when we start on case 24. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys are enjoying this series of Criminal Case so far. I'm definitely enjoying it. It's actually been quite a long time since I last played Criminal Case. I think it was like 9 years ago.